Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video. And in this video I'm going to talk about some of the worst bands of the 2010s that were either in pop music, rap music, metal, or whatever. Some of the worst bands of the 2010s that got to fame or got a bit of attention or media attention, whether it be from rock magazines to the news or what have you. They're here. I have three bands in this video that I'll be going to be talking about, and these three bands are kind of almost in the same genre, almost all of them. There's one that's kind of a little bit different, but a few of these are actually in the same genre. So first one is going to be Brokencyde. Now these guys were the first crunkcore band, whatever you want to call that genre, crunkcore, I guess. They started it, I think, but they started out by making songs that were massively auto-tuned, like screaming over rap beats and techno beats and just all sorts of weird shit like that. And that was a lot of the reason why people didn't like that, because they didn't like deathcore screams over really auto-tuned vocals and rapping and all that. It just really didn't fit well with a lot of people, including myself. It just wasn't appealing at all to me. It kind of just sounded like white noise pretty much. And the only people I can see this kind of stuff appealing to are people that party way too hard and just don't realize how terrible this music actually is compared to a lot of other music out there. Their singles weren't even near as bad as a few of their other songs I've heard that weren't as popular. Oh my god. This band is really cringe though, to be honest, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me on that one. They got a lot of hate. Not gonna lie, I don't really like the band either, of course, and I definitely think they are one of my least favorite bands of the 2010s. But yeah, these guys, for all those reasons, are pretty much one of my most disliked bands of the 2010s. So number two is Dot Dot Curve. Now these guys are kind of in the same kind of genre as Brokencyde, but weren't quite as known. They made a few really bad songs. I've only heard a couple of their songs, the only two ones I could really find. But there was one they wrote about all the hate they got over their songs, and these guys are even more overly auto-tuned and artificial than Brokencyde was, if you can believe it. I don't know if they were as bad as Brokencyde, but they're pretty close, to be honest. They made one song, of course, about their haters and all that, which was really awful and really overly auto-tuned, artificial, and just sounded like Brokencyde, just more auto-tuned. That's pretty much all it sounded like to me, and honestly, I've only heard two of their songs and don't want to hear anymore, and I'm sure a lot of other people don't either, considering the amount of dislikes that they've gotten on their videos. I think about half of the ratings on some of their videos are dislikes, and not gonna lie, I really didn't like them either. I never liked their music and thought that it was pretty cringe-worthy, to be honest, especially that song about their haters, and that's why Dot Dot Curve makes one of my least favorite bands of the 2010s. So third one I'm going to talk about here is Design the Skyline. Now these guys just came out of nowhere, got signed to a major record label, and for a band on a major record label, they really don't seem like they would get signed, but they actually did, and they released a really terrible song called Surrounded by Silence that a lot of people didn't like. I didn't like either. I thought it was just noise, especially when you got further into it. It just sounded like noise pretty much to me and didn't have that much appealing stuff to it at all. The beginning was pretty bad, not gonna lie, but the ending, it just gets worse and worse as you go along. And I can get why so many people dislike the song, because the more and more it went along, the less appealing it got, actually. The whole song is terrible, and don't get me wrong, but the ending is definitely the worst part, because it's just deathcore vocals, guttural vocals over drum beats that are just all over the place, and the song wasn't even structured together properly, and there's just so much that's wrong with the song that I can't get why anyone would even be into this stuff, and this has got to be definitely one of the worst bands I've ever heard, to be honest, in my opinion. But these guys, not the best band in the world. I've heard some of their newer stuff as well. It's a little better in my opinion. I'm not a fan of it, but at least it's not as bad as Surrounded by Silence. But these guys, I can get why so many people hated these guys, and not gonna lie, I don't like their music either and wouldn't listen to it ever again. This is three of my most disliked bands of the 2010s. Let me know what your guys' are, and I will see you guys later.